Hello guys, today we are going to be solving this question. It looks very complicated because we have many brackets to be expanded, but there is an easier way to go about this question, an easier and very fast way to go about this question. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to try a substitution to simplify this. So we are going to let u be equal to m+6. So we are going to let u be equal to m+6. So if u is equal to m+6, then from our question, the first bracket m+3 will be u minus 3. So let me explain why we have this. So if I let u to be equal to m+6, then m will be equal to u minus 6. So if we substitute it here, it's going to be u minus 6 plus 3, which is u minus 3. So that is how we got this first one. That's for the first bracket. If the first bracket is like that, then the second bracket, m+5, will be u minus 1, doing the same thing that I did. The third one, the third bracket, m+7, will be u plus 1. That's for the third bracket. And the last bracket, which is m+9, will be u plus 3. So this is what we are going to have after substituting each one. So from here now, the equation will become u minus 3, the first bracket, u minus 1, u plus 1, u plus 3 equal to 9. So that is what our equation will become. But if we look closely, we have some like terms, u minus 1 and u plus 1 can be simplified. So if we expand these two, it's going to give us u squared minus 1. So we have already simplified it. And we can also see that u minus 3 and u plus 3 is also going to be u squared minus 9. So if we bring that back, like if we substitute this into our equation, now from there we are going to have u squared minus 1 into u squared minus 9 equal to 9. So this will be our result after substituting everything. But after substituting this, we cannot expand it directly. It's going to bring more complications. So if we can break things down, let us break things down. So we are going to let a certain v be equal to u squared. So if we substitute v back, it's going to be v minus 1 into v minus 9 equal to 9. So now this is what we have, but now we can expand these brackets easily to give us a quadratic equation. So if we expand this bracket, we'll have v squared minus 9v minus v plus 9 equal to 9. If we simplify further, this will be minus 10v plus 9 equal to 9. Okay, so we are going to subtract 9 on both sides. That is, we'll just send this 9 this way. The sign will change. So it's going to be 9 minus 9. So it'll be v squared minus 10v plus 9 minus 9. And this will give us 0. So we'll be left with v squared minus 10v equal to 0. So this is what we have now. This is what we have now. Okay, from here we can factor out v. As we see, we can factor out v. So if we factor out v, we'll be left with v minus 10 equal to 0. And from here, as we can see, we can just find a value for v. So v will have two values. V will be equal to 0 and v minus 10 will also be equal to 0. So v will also be equal to 10. So we have two values of v. V is 0 or v is 10. We have two values. But remember, v is not what we started with. Remember, we substituted u square with v. So we are going to put it back. So when v is equal to 0, we'll have u square equal to 0 and u is 0. That's our first value of u. And if v is equal to 10, we'll have u square equal to 10, which is u equal to the square root of 10. So we have two values of u now. But remember also, u is not what we originally started with. In the beginning, I said u should be equal to m+6 in order to carry out substitutions. So u equal to m+6. So we go again. Now we have two values for u. So remember, we are looking for m. Now we have two values for u. So we are going to substitute it again. So we'll say when u is equal to 0, we'll have the first value of m. So m+6 equal to 0, which is m equal to -6. Now we'll say when u is equal to 10. Now this is a square root. U is equal to the square root of 10. So this is plus or minus the square root of 10. Because when we square anything, like put the square root, it's going to give us plus or minus. So we are going now to take the first case. When u is positive root 10, we'll substitute it m+6 equal to root 10. So m will be equal to root 10 minus 6. This is our second value for m. And now our third value, when u is equal to minus root 10, we'll have m+6 equal to minus root 10, and m is equal to minus root 10 minus 6. So this is our third value for m. So now m has three values, and if we doubt it, we can verify this by substituting everything into this our original question, and it should give us 9 if we substitute. So that's all for this video, and thanks for watching this video.